about this event from Linda Sunshine West on Clubhouse. So let's see where everyone is tuning in from. We have San Francisco, Rhode Island, Charlottesville, Virginia, Vancouver, Canada. That is awesome. Minnesota. So we are scattered everywhere. I love it. So I would like to give a big shout out to the Women Action Taker COO, Melody Donovan. Melody brings her amazing organizational skills to the table and is going to help Women Action Takers take it to a whole new level. So thank you, Melody. Today we have in the house some of the Clubhouse Moneymaker 5K Challenge members. These ladies are taking action to grow their business. If you want to learn how to use Clubhouse to grow your business, please put hashtag Clubhouse in the chat with your phone number or email address, and Linda will send you info, or go to www.clubhousemoneymaker.com and register. Again, okay, hashtag Clubhouse in the chat. Yes, yeah. Linda?
Okay, and I wanted to first, oh my God, I'm like totally I'm killing myself this morning. I'm like totally screwing up everything, but you know what? Who cares? We're all here, right? You know, I'm human. I have a slideshow. And so I wanted to at least show this because I'm so proud of my design, you know, but also I wanted to share, this is so cool. Last night we were on a session for the Clubhouse Moneymaker 5K Challenge. And Sylvia said this, and I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. She said, this $49 challenge is becoming a $2,500 monthly business mastermind. Oh my God, we're getting the whole shebang here. I love you, Linda. So I just had to share that because it was so cool that she said that. And then let's go to the next. Okay, go ahead, Legend.
I can't, everyone. It's a good thing I love Linda so much and doing this. So next thing is our speakers open mic. Today, one of you will be speaking for 4 minutes during our speakers open mic. This is something we do at every event now. Will it be you today? Do you want to speak? You'll get 4 minutes to share your story, but there's a catch. No selling of your products or services during the speaker's open mic. You can use your story to connect with us as humans. If you want an opportunity to share your story for 4 minutes, type hashtag speak in the chat. I will keep track of everyone who wants to speak and will randomly choose today's speaker. I highly encourage those who have never spoken before to use this opportunity to speak in front of this amazing group of supportive and uplifting women. Linda has created a judgment-free safe zone just for you, and she will give you feed forward after you speak. So again, put hashtag speak in the chat. I will be keeping track of it. All right, so we have a great agenda lined up for you today. So here's what we have planned. We will start off today's event going around the room asking what your favorite word is and why that word is your favorite. You will get 23 seconds, so get ready. After you're done sharing what you're grateful for and your favorite word, drop your connection info in the chat and also drop it in the Women Action Takers Network Facebook group where a recording of this video will be housed. People have connected from the replay videos, so make your time count. After the networking session, one of you will share your story. 4 minutes of open mic with feed forward by our hostess, Linda Sunshine West. If you want an opportunity to speak, again, type hashtag speak in the chat so I can add your name in the random drawing. Remember, Linda will be giving feed forward after you're done speaking. She's very kind with her feed forward and all of us will learn something, so nothing to be scared of. To round out the event, our keynote speaker, Karen Laus, is going to share 3 speaking tips to increase your influence and sales. Who wants more sales? Type hashtag sales in the chat. The big takeaways I can tell you, you'll learn how to use your voice to increase your credibility, stop rambling and get your point across clearly, identify where you may be giving away with your power and how to change that. So without further ado, and third time's the charm with going through this, let's get on with the show. I'd like to introduce you to the founder of Women Action Takers, where nothing happens without action. She is a speaker, 6-time best-selling author, red carpet interviewer, and is known as the queen of collaboration. Linda Sunshine West became an entrepreneur 6.5 years ago and has been inspiring and motivating women to take action ever since. Her mission is to inspire and motivate 5 million women worldwide to take action to live the life they truly want to live. She does this with her mastermind, collaboration books, podcasts, shows, you name it, she's done it. If you want to be a part of what Linda is working on, type hashtag I want more. Again, hashtag I want more in the comments in the chat. So without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to the founder of Women Action Takers, Linda Sunshine West. Please applaud, hit the emoji, whatever you'd like. Welcome, ladies.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, as I interrupted you, I don't know how many times today. I don't know. Just like I said, sometimes we plan, and things go well, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes we don't plan, they go well, and sometimes they do. You just never know what you're going to get, right? But the key here is to keep moving forward, just to keep moving forward, to share our voice with the world, which is one thing we're going to be talking about today with our speaker, Karen Laus. I'm excited to have her because I myself have been speaking for since I was born. I came out speaking, but we all speak all the time. But what is it, what is the message that we're delivering, and how are we delivering that message? This is the key to making those sales. This is the key to creating relationships that we want. This is the key to a lot of things in our lives. And so as we embark on this journey today, I want you to, take notes and listen to what Karen has to share. Then also, I wanted to share with you, I'm super excited because I joined Clubhouse in January, and I've been making money over at Clubhouse, and I'm in the process now. I created my own challenge, right? Clubhouse Moneymaker 5K Challenge, where I teach you how to make $5,000 in 30 days using Clubhouse. Now, what's cool about this is I had never done a challenge like this before, but I put it together. And as I mentioned earlier, I had this great idea, right? And then I had this lineup of like what I was going to do, the planning, all this was going into it. And then as we got started, by the end of the second day, because I'm doing 30 days, I'm doing a crazy thing, I know, but it's okay. I did 30 days. And by the second day, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be way more than I thought it was going to be. Way more in so many different ways. A lot more of my time, a lot more of their time, a lot of dedication, a lot of growth, a lot of connections. We're collaborating with each other. We're learning from each other. We're all growing in so many different ways. And my point here is that you may have an idea. You may have something that that people would want, but you're not sure what to do with it. So what? Throw caution to the wind and just go for it. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for it to be perfect? Well, guess what? When you launch it, I thought it was going to be perfect when I launched it. It wasn't. It was nothing. Zero, like I imagined. I mean, it's, for me, at least, I hope for the ladies too. I think for the ladies, it's been an amazing journey. Go and share, anything you want to share in the chat there. Because it's been a lot more than, I thought it was going to be. We underestimate ourselves. There's so much greatness in you, and you're underestimating yourself. You're not putting yourself out there for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. I can only share what I know about myself. But there's some reason we do this as human beings. It's typical. It's something that we just tend to do. But why? Why are we holding ourselves back? Why are we limiting ourselves from putting ourselves out there, from creating what it is that we're here to create? You have greatness in you. Les Brown says it all the time. And I truly believe it too. So what are you going to do to put yourself out there? What are you going to do to share your message with the world? And I must share that I am way off of my agenda. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I just know that in this moment that I was called to say these words. They came to me. So instead of following the script, I created this script for Legend and I so that we could keep on track. And as you all know, I don't keep on track very often, but we do end on time. But the thing is that there's so much inside of each and every single one of us. And I spent the first 51 of my years not living in my purpose at all because I had too many fears. I wasn't putting myself out there. I had a fear of judgment, a tremendous, tremendous fear of judgment. Today, we'll be talking a little bit about that. As Karen shares some tips that she's going to give us into sharing our voice, how we share our voice with the world. And I'm so excited for so much of what's going on in my life right now. And I'm glad that you're here to take part in my life because you add to it. You add to it. So thank you everybody for being here today. What I wanted to do next, since I'm totally off track, I'll just go to the next thing I want to do because you guys don't know what I was going to do, right? This is part of showing up imperfectly. We have the Imperfect Action Takers. I don't see she's in the house today, but go follow Imperfect Action Takers on Facebook. If you are a person, a woman who wants to take action, but you're not sure how, and there's things that are stopping you from doing that, go join the Imperfect Action Takers and take imperfect action right now in this moment. What I want to share now is, first of all, we have several of the ladies here are in the Clubhouse Moneymaker 5K Challenge. Also, several of the ladies here are participating in one of my books that is going to be launched at the end of July, the beginning of August is what we're looking at. And I want to share one of the ladies here, Angelica. She's tuning in from Africa. So thank you, Angelica, for being here. I think, what is it, 8 or 9 o'clock over there or something, PM. So I want to share her video with you. What time is it?
9:15 p.m.
9:15 p.m. So thank you so much for being here. And what I want to do is I want to share her video with you, because what we're doing with every single chapter that is written in my books, we create a video around that. And so I want to share hers. All the stories are incredible. All the stories are incredible. Kathy's video is already done. We don't have all the videos done yet. Cecilia's, we just finished hers the other day. And I just get goosebumps thinking of your stories and how honored I am to be able to have the privilege to share your stories in my books. And I'm not doing a commercial for you ladies here right now. I'm doing a commercial to show you Angelica's story. Okay, so give me the honor of doing this, because it's absolutely incredible. I cry every time I watch your ladies' videos. Okay, so I'm going to start it. Tell me if you can't hear it, okay? I just love her story. So many of us have lived our lives feeling invisible. And this particular book here, Invisible No More, Invincible Forevermore, is the hope of it is to inspire people to step into that spotlight. So today's topic is actually perfect, that I shared that. Angie, thank you so much for being here today with us. I know you're not able to hop onto all these networking events, but thank you so much. And thank you for sharing your heart in the story, in the book. I will share that I did have one person that dropped out yesterday. She doesn't have time to write her chapter. I have one chapter left. So if you're interested in sharing your story of going from invisible to invincible, we create videos. We also create other marketing materials. We'll have launching parties, a whole bunch of stuff that's going to go in on this to put your story out there into the world. If you're interested, just type "I'm invincible" in the chat or send me a private message, however you want to do that. But I'd love to tell your story. And then we have Kathy is here, and we have Sally is here, they're in the book as well. And then we have Cecilia and Angelica. And I just love telling these stories. So I have one chapter left. I see Iris, you're in. Okay, I'll talk to you, Iris. Actually, she was the first one I saw, but let's see what we can do. I have other people's names coming in there, and let me check the chapter count to see if I can increase it. I'm not sure. It all depends on the number of pages that we have. So let me check on that. But we do have a tight timeline. So you'll have to be able to turn your chapter in by the 15th. So if you can commit to turning your chapter in by the 15th, let's talk and let's make it happen. I see some people are hanging out in the wings. Have they not wanted to come up onto the screen? Okay, so we'll just keep moving. Awesome. I love it. So thank you, ladies, for being here today. Women Action Takers. It's all about taking action. Everything I do, every single thing I do is in hopes of inspiring and motivating people to take action. My personal mission is to positively impact 5 million women on this planet. I can't do it myself. That's why I do these collaboration projects, because I want to bring people together to help me to do that inspiration. So thank you so much again for being here today. Next, what we're going to do is, what's on our next list?
You need to talk about your podcast as well and how well it's doing since it launched.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'll touch on that briefly. The Women Action Takers podcast, we launched it just a little over 2 weeks ago, as we have about 700 downloads now. It's just starting. It's going to start to gain traction as we go. But I'm also looking for women who want to be interviewed on the podcast. If that interests you, go ahead and type hashtag WAT, W-A-T, say WAT podcast, hashtag WAT podcast, and I'll reach out to you and send you the link to that, as well as we'll drop a link in the chat on how you can get there. But it's exciting, just doing things that I love doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm living my life doing the things I love doing. I spent so many years of my life, fearful, letting fear stop me from doing things. So here we are, this networking event. I've been doing this it's almost 3 years now. September will be 3 years that I've been running this networking event, and absolutely love coming together with you. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Is Brenda Geary here today? I don't see Brenda. I see Marianne, you're there. Awesome. I see everybody showing up. But on, what's the date? July 17. If you're in or around San Diego, or if you want to be in San Diego on July 17, come join us for the in-person Women Action Takers networking event. Why am I so excited about this? Well, because we're going to be in person, first of all, and I love seeing you ladies in person. I'm a hugger, and I've missed hugging people for over 1.5 years. It's been crazy. So not only that, this event, the event that we're holding in person, we used to do this once a month, and it's an all-day thing. We go from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And there's some really amazing things that happen. We do a lot of deep dives. There's an exercise I'm going to be hosting that day that I've done it before. And it breaks out a lot of tears, which is a good thing. Tears are good. So if you're a crier, you should really be there, or if you want to grow, you should really be there. It's going to be a really fantastic event. And I'd love to see you ladies there. Again, that's July 17th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's at a private residence, so I will not be giving the address out until just a couple days beforehand, only to those who register, It is going to be $49 for the day, and we also do a potluck if you want to bring something for the potluck. So it's only $49. It's for a whole day thing. So hopefully you guys will be joining us with that. I don't even have a landing page up or anything. I'm just sharing what we're doing. Okay, with all that said, let's go. We're going to do the introductions. Everybody's going to have an opportunity to introduce yourselves And Marianne, are you available to be our timekeeper today? Marianne? Okay, let's see. I'm not sure. I know Marianne is usually our timekeeper. I'm just not sure what her attendance is like today. Marianne, are you available to be our timekeeper today?
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me get the stuff out.
Okay.
Oh shoot, where is it? Hold on a second. I was
Okay,
working.
as Marianne gathers herself, so what we're going to do today is for the networking aspect. I learned so much more about a person by sharing tidbits about themselves. What I can decide, whether I'm going to like them or not like them, right? Based on the things they share about themselves. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to share our favorite word and why. So if you're not sure yet what your favorite word is, think about it and just write it down. So when it comes to your turn, you don't forget what my favorite word was. And I like to do this again because, about your business, which, we're here to network, to get to know each other as human beings. This is how I do business. I get to know you as a human being, and then I share my business with you. So I'm all about connecting with people and sharing, who you are, what you have to offer. But I got to know you and I got to like you first before I'm even going to get to that step. So your favorite word can say a lot about you. It can help us to determine a lot of things about you. So I'll go ahead and start. My favorite word is excite. Oh, wait. Oh, Marianne, are you there? I should got to put me on the clock. Okay. So go ahead. I'm doing 23 seconds. You are muted. Okay. She's got the yellow paper means we have 5 seconds left. The red paper means it's time to shut her up. It's time to wrap it up and finish up what you're sharing. And also, if you see Marianne there, go ahead and pin her to the top for yourself. So you see her and she stands out. So what you would do is if you're on your computer, just hover over Marianne Lindsay's name, click the 3 dots next to that and could just select pin. If you're on your phone, I think it works the same way. You just scroll to her, you click on her picture, and then there's dots, I think, and you click pin. I don't remember what you do on your phone. So Marianne, are you ready to start timing me?
Okay, how much time am I doing?
Oh, you're going to do 23 seconds.
20 total?
23 total.
And then a 5-second warning?
So 18 and then a 5-second warning, 23 total. Okay. Are you ready for me?
My phone died, so yes, hold on a second, sorry. It's hard to track 23 seconds if you don't have your phone going.
Well, you can just count 1,001, 1,002.
20.
Some people you might slow down. You might get 1,000.
Ready.
Okay, ready? Okay, timer. Wait, bring Missy in first. Wait, see, we got some people hopping in. Let's bring them in here. Okay, my favorite word is excited. And the reason excited is my favorite word is I spent a whole year facing a fear every single day. And I realized that fear, afraid, anxiety, all had the same emotion as when I was excited. So what I did is I replaced I'm scared, I'm afraid with the word excited, and it's completely changed the way I run my whole life. Everything about me is about excitement. So if you hear me say excited too much, I'm okay with that. Thank you so much, Marianne. Did I do it in 23 seconds?
No.
What? I saw a yellow card up there. I was waiting for the red. Where's the red?
Oh, my mistake. Okay, I got
Marianne.
it. Trial run.
Wake up, Marianne.
I'm
Wake up,
rusty.
little Susie, wake up. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call on you as I see you on my screen. And so we have people in the waiting room. Do they not want to come in? You don't? Okay, that's all good. But you guys won't get to share your favorite word and why. Okay. So I'm going to call your names as I see them and watch Marianne for your warnings. If the red card comes up, remember, just finalize your sentence and let's get on with the rest of the show. Kathy, you are up. Kathy Dirksen.
Hello, everybody. Between letting people into the room and wrestling with my puppy, I've been kind of all over the place.
Okay, so start her timer now.
You got 14 seconds left, Kathy.
Uh-oh. My favorite word is tenacity. That's why it's part of the name of my company. Inspired Tenacity is what I do. I believe those are the things we need to actually make big changes in life. The inspiration to have an idea and the tenacity to keep going. Time's up. Okay, great to meet y'all.
Great job. Great job. Legend, you're up. What's your favorite word and why?
So my favorite word is actually always. I tend to be described as a very loyal person and care about those who are incredibly close to me. And anytime like someone says thank you or I perform an action that I know is benefiting others, I always respond with always, because I feel what I put out eventually will come back to me.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that's a great one. Thank you. Kathy, yours was great too. Everybody's is great. I'm just going to say that in advance. Okay. Sally, what's your word and what's your favorite word and why?
My word is rock star, because I believe we are all born rock stars. And then somewhere in our life, we are told to sit down and be quiet. And I think it's time for us to stand up and go out into the world and rock it. So there you go. That's my word.
Awesome. You're a rock star. I love it. I love it.
Can I ask
Next
you
up,
something?
yes.
My phone is actually going off like a timer. Can you guys hear that? You want me to mute myself?
I couldn't hear it.
Okay, then I'll leave it as it is because I like it.
Okay.
Keep me on track.
And we want to hear you breathe. Just kidding.
Let him breathe.
Okay, Mary Ann, you are up. Can you time yourself and do that? You want to give yourself an extra 5 seconds? What's
Okay.
your favorite word and why?
It's more of an expression. My expression is sink or swim. Life has all kinds of challenges. We have to make choices every single day. And are you going to sink or are you going to swim? That's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Angie, you are up. What's your favorite word and why?
My favorite word is counseling. In my entire life, I find myself in the space of wanting to solve other people's problems. Every time I meet somebody, I want to tell them something positive, and it really makes me feel very, very encouraged when I feel I leave somebody happier than I actually found them in the beginning. So that's my word. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay, next up we have Carla. Carla, what's your favorite word and why?
Hey everyone, I am Carla. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, if you can't recognize this accent. My favorite word is fabulous because I live a fabulous life doing fabulous things for fabulous people every fabulous day. And it is the word that I live by. Fabulous.
You are fabulous. I love it. Great words. I'm loving this. I don't know about you ladies, but I love this a lot more than us introducing our businesses because I want to get to know you ladies and what you're all about, you know? So the next up we have Ashley. What is your favorite word and why, Ashley?
My favorite word would have to be better, because I think it's just an aspirational thing and it encourages that kind of growth mindset and it speaks to openness.
Awesome. Thank you so much. First, I thought you said butter, and I was like, that's an interesting word, but that's a good one too. Thank you so much, Ashley. Next up, we have Cecilia. What's your favorite word and why?
My favorite word is loquacious, because I love being around talkative people. Since I'd rather listen than talk, I'd rather be around loquacious people.
How many of you have to look that word up? Okay, I'm not alone. What's the definition, Cecilia?
Loquacious means talkative. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I just thought people knew what loquacious was. I'm sorry.
No reason to be sorry. That's a great word. We all, not all of us, but some of us didn't know, and we got to learn something new today. I actually love the word. It sounds pretty cool. I like words that have Q in them. I don't know why. I'm just, well, maybe that should be my word, Q. Oh, I forgot. I'm gonna go back. My actual real favorite word is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Okay, I'm really goofy today, and I think I'm goofy all the time, well, most of the time. But you ladies make me goofy. You ladies just make me feel really good about being here. So thank you so much for bringing this laughter. Where is our Sarah? Is she here with us today? The laughter queen. She's not here with us, but she would say, go Linda, keep laughing. And next up we have Donna, DNA. Okay, I'm going to come back to you. DNA Ansman. I'm not sure if it's pronounced Donna or what. So I'm going to come back to you. So Farah, what is your favorite word and why?
My favorite word is courage. And because it's my favorite word, because that's how I live my life, and fearless and daring. So that's what I'm going to use to live my life absolutely courageously. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. I'm loving all the accents. I love it. I love it. Next up, we have Felicia. Felicia, what's your favorite word and why?
Hi, everyone. My favorite word is adaptable, and that's because I'm a busy mom, business owner, wife, everything, and I have to be able to adjust to any new situation or condition that arises. So I stay flexible.
Adaptable. I love it. Great one. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Harumi. Harumi, what's your favorite word and why?
Hi, thank you, Linda. I'm Harumi. This is my favorite word, wisdom. The reason is because if I don't know what to do, maybe my wisdom will help me what to say, what to do. So that's my hope. Thank you.
Great. Yeah, thank you so much. Another just great words. No duplicates yet. So this is kind of interesting. Next up, we have Iris. Iris, what's your favorite word and why?
Hello, everyone. Thank you. My favorite word is believe. I live with the word believe. If I don't believe, I wouldn't get divorced and try something better and have a better life. I would not quit my job and try to be, or not try to be an entrepreneur and begin my business. If I don't believe in people, I would not give them my smile. And believe is what I go by every day.
Fantastic. I believe in you, everybody here. And Iris, I believe in you. It's awesome. Thank you. Next up, we have Jamie. Jamie, what is your favorite word and why?
My favorite word is strength. I teach dance on the weekends, and I'm always choosing to tell the girls how strong they are rather than how pretty or anything like that. And strength is also one of my favorite tarot cards. So there is my word, strength.
Fantastic. And thanks for teaching those young girls that it's not always about what you look like, but how strong you are. That is such great message. Thank you so much. Karen, our keynote speaker of the day, what is your favorite word and why?
My favorite word is joy. The reason why is because I try to live that out every day.
A woman, a few words. Okay, but she's gonna have lots of words for you in a minute. That's right. Next up, Kia. Kia, good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. What's your favorite word and why?
So my favorite word was fabulous, but Carla got that one. So I'm gonna go with intentional. I just think that it's important to have a purpose. So before you do something, be intentional about it. Make sure this is the right thing you want to do. That's what I'm working on this year.
That's a great one. We can all tend to be intentional, right? This is one of the things I teach is when you walk into a room, walk in with intention. What is it that you want from that situation, from ranging from your business to personal life? What is your intention? Living intentionally. Awesome. I love it. That's my word too, but that's your word now, Kia. Okay. Next up is Luann. Luann, what's your favorite word and why?
I would say colorful. And the reason why is when I was in junior high school, I learned that color was restricted to certain classes in certain periods of time and the reasons why behind it. So I'm always encouraging people to be their most colorful self, live life to the fullest.
I love it. And you're wearing colors. Awesome. Yeah. When I was in the corporate world, I worked in the legal field for 20 years. And guess what? The color of the day was black, gray, or dark blue. That was it. So wearing colors is a big deal for me too. So thank you for that, Luann. Awesome. Next up, Missy, what is your favorite word and why?
Hi, ladies. My favorite word is action. I believe that action creates momentum, which helps you to break through any barriers that you have to chase your dreams. So That's why I love the word action.
And Missy is the one I mentioned earlier for Imperfect Action Takers. If you want to be part of her group, just look for Imperfect Action Takers on Facebook and join her group. Awesome. Okay, next up we have Monica. Monica, what's your favorite word and why?
Sorry. Hi, everybody. I'm new here, Monica Dubé, and I'm really glad to be here and meet all of you. My word today is abundance. And it's because I've been doing a lot of deep work with people on their money beliefs, having big money shifts, and embracing wealth and abundance in my life. So thank you.
Fantastic. Great word. Great word. Thank you. Next up, we have Nancy. Nancy, what's your favorite word and why?
Hi, everybody. My favorite word is inspired, and I like it because it's two ways. I'm so inspired by you women, and I hope to instill inspiration in the people that I work with. So, and it also connects me to the divine. So that is my word.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, next up, we have Rachel. What is your favorite word and why?
Hello. My favorite word is always. So we have a duplicate. The reason is because when I was a young mother, I lost custody of my kids to their dad, and he tried to replace me and make them call his girlfriend mom. So I always signed my cards, always your mom. Now I've transformed that to be always forward, because my grandfather always said, keep your face at the sun and the wind at your back. So always facing forward.
Thank you so much. And thanks for sharing your part of your story, and congratulations for deciding, always mom, always mom. Next up, we have Risa. What is your favorite word and why? Risa.
Well, my favorite word is inspire, because as a former high school teacher, I always inspired my students to reach their potential, to gain confidence. And I continue to do that even now that I'm not teaching. I'm still teaching in a different way, but I'm always inspiring people to see the potential that they have in themselves and to, reach further than they think they can. And then I'm always inspired by things like this, all you ladies.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. Next up, we have Susan. Susan, what's your favorite word and why?
Hi, ladies. So many wonderful words, and I could certainly adopt many of them. I think my favorite word right now, or favorite concept, is positivity. I have a lot of negative talk all day long through my brain, and it reminds me to keep positive. As my partner, he often reminds me. So that's why positivity is just as a remembrance, as a focus, as a perspective that I like.
Awesome. Thank you. And the thing here is like you said that, Susan, right? Because when we keep focused on that word, when we keep focused on negativity, negativity is what happens. When we keep focused on positivity, positivity is what happens. And then eventually it becomes part of us, so it's a process. So thank you so much for that. Next up, how do you pronounce it? DNA. Is it Donna? Danae?
I'm sorry. I have to retype my name.
Oh, okay. What is your name?
Edna. So it's EDNA.
That's why you're probably hearing me call. You're like, I don't know who she's calling.
I like it. Donna, Dina. Edna was never a favorite name until I got married and my last name changed. And then no one knows your last name. Just remember Edna. So I'm like Cher, because Edna's so rare in a group of people. So
well, Danae, I'm just gonna call you Danae, okay?
All right. If I remember, I'll continue to do that. But I like DNA also. And we're all based on DNA.
Exactly. What's your favorite word and why?
Okay, this word has been used now 3 times, and I'm the 4th one joining the Inspired group. And what's funny is that this page, these letters are written here. You can see Inspired written largely and then all across. Because we had an assignment I work right now as a paraeducator with special needs students. And that was my word I used all year long for them, to inspire them to reach their highest potential. In my previous career, I was working with Alzheimer's patients, and I was working with Alzheimer's patients and inspiring them to reach their new potential and work with the caregivers accepting their loved ones' losses and inspiring them to try to make new beginnings for each of their loved ones. So
Awesome.
I want to say, I don't want to copy your names, but I think inspired in all the words that have been used today have been wonderful ways to probably reach all of us. So
Exactly.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you, DNA. Edna, thank you.
I have to
thank
figure
you,
out how
Edna.
to change that. So
Thank
and
you
I
so
figured
much.
that out.
Next up,
You're
we have
welcome.
Tanisha. Tanisha, what is your favorite word and why?
Hi, ladies. I am going to give you a phrase that I find myself often whispering or kind of saying to myself, and that is be patient, be thankful. And for me, it's a reminder, no matter what's going on, whether it's something with the family, whether it's something with business, whether it's something I'm kicking myself over personally, I whisper that phrase to myself to just be patient with myself or whatever's going on and to be thankful for the things that I do have.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. That's a great, great word. I'm going to take note on that one for sure. I need to adopt that. Next up, we have Melinda. Melinda, what's your favorite word and why?
There's so many for me. That's a hard question. Oh my God. I'm going to say the word passion.
That's a good one.
Did you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, we can hear you. And
Oh,
why,
okay.
why passion? Why passion?
I have a lot of passion for certain things. Like, for instance, my passion I'm going to talk about today is Feng Shui. It may not nothing to do with your topic, but I love the whole geomancy and the whole flow of the energy and learning the different aspects of the home, why this space works with a different color better than the other, and so forth. And it's my passion. I'm doing a
Over our time, the time's up. So, but thank you so much for that word. That's an awesome, awesome word. And, you know, we all have passion for something, right? Something that we're, and hopefully we're living our passion. That's the thing. We wanted to definitely make sure we're living our passion. So thank you so much, Melinda. I appreciate that. Did I miss anybody? Because the names jump around on my screen. If I missed you, please let me know. I think I got everybody.
Hey, Linda.
Yeah.
I would like, I want to do something that's normally not allowed. I'm going to take the liberty to do something that's normally not. I actually want to change my word, and I wanted, because I remembered something as everybody was listening, so I was inspired by everybody. For the longest time in my life, my goal was to survive. You know, we all have different challenges that we have to face. So my goal was to survive. And then I realized not very long ago in my life, I got stuck there. I got stuck in survival mode, and I forgot that there's another level. The other level is to thrive. And so, so I want to change my word because that's something that I have used in my life recently, once I realized it, and I just forgot to share that with you. So there's a level beyond surviving. Don't forget.
Right, right. Yeah, thank you so much. So is the word survive or is the word thrive?
It's thrive.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I don't want to assume anything, you know. Okay, thanks, lady. So here's what I saw as I looked at my screen here. And I've been to, I don't know, hundreds of networking events. And when I attend a networking event, you can see everybody's really, not everybody, but a lot of people aren't really listening that well, because it's like all the same stuff going on. You know, everybody's talking about their business and it's like, wow, 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 yeah, yada, 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 because we're really want to focus on ourselves. So I'm not saying that everybody does this, but this is what I've observed at hundreds of networking events. But what I observed today, we were sharing something different, something that we enjoy. It's a word that's our favorite. And not only that, what happened? As Marianne stated, I want to change my word because she was inspired by what all the ladies were saying. So I wanted to do this. I like to do different types of things when we network because we get to connect with each other on a different level. And so here's what I saw on my screen. I saw a lot of heads agreeing with that word. Oh yeah, that's a great word. Oh yeah. And then the why that word? Yeah. Oh, I can hear your story. I can hear your passion that for that word. It's just a word, but we attach something to that word, right? And so I want to thank you all for participating in that exercise. I love doing stuff like that. That's not exactly what we're going to do at we were bobblehead dolls. Exactly, Cecilia. So yeah, words invoke memories and feelings. And so by using just one word that's your favorite, we get to get a little glimpse into your life. We had inspiration came up, 4 or 5 times or something, right? Thrive. We had, nobody said magical. I'm just saying. We had supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. We had all kinds of words. And it's through those words that we make connections with each other. So this is actually, I think, a perfect encourages. Yeah, if you have another word, drop it in the chat. Let's drop that in the chat and just keep that that inspiration going, right? That motivation, the movement going, because these words, like as we look at them, like intuition, hope, I'm seeing these words coming up on the screen. I'm getting goosebumps. I don't know about you ladies, but this stuff really moves me because I'm getting a connection to you as a human being. So with that, I think, Legend.
Yes, Linda. I'm ready.
Am I way off track?
You are not, actually. We're only about 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
We can make it happen. That's normal.
Let's go to our next thing. Let's welcome Legend. You're up next. What are we doing next on the next
We
year,
are doing
Legend?
our speakers open mic, Linda, and I need a number between 1 and 5.
4.
Oh, lovely. That is Kathy Dirksen.
Kathy, you are our speakers open mic speaker of the day. So Kathy's going to have 4 minutes to share her story. Remember, I do the speakers open mic every single one of these networking events. So if you want to speak, you have an opportunity. And so it's 4 minutes sharing your story or whatever you want to talk about. But this is not a sales pitch. This is not an opportunity to sell us on anything, because this is about you connecting with us via your story. So when Kathy is done, I'll give her some feed forward. I'll do like 30 seconds, to a minute of feed forward, talking about what moved me, what didn't, what have you. And I'm going to hopefully give her some good tips for her to move forward for the next time. So Marianne, Kathy has 4 minutes on the clock. So you want to give her like a 30-second warning. 30 seconds will be with the yellow card, Kathy. And then 4 minutes will be with the red card. And then I'll go into my feed forward. And then we're going to introduce Karen Laus. Okay, Kathy, take it away, girl.
Thank you, Linda. As always, it's great to hear all these inspired. Oh, I'm on the big screen here. I've got 4 minutes, but that will depend on this puppy. Anyways, the story or the part that I wanted to talk about today was, as many of you know, I've just recently, in the last few months, left my corporate job to jump into doing my own thing, that just to bring my inspiration and what I want to do to the world. And I'm sure for all of us that have gone through that sort of thing, there's been a lot of ups and downs. There's been a lot of just emotional and mental challenges about how we feel and where our courage is and what's going to happen next. And I just wanted to really say today, lately, I've been focusing a lot on connecting with women's groups like this one, but there's a lot of other ones, but just I've found so much support and I can draw so much energy from women's organizations like this that are really just here to help each other, here to support each other. And just that quote that, the rising tide lifts all boats just keeps coming back over and over. And so I just really wanted to thank you all for being here, and thank you all for all of your positive energy and support for the whole group. And Linda, for all the different things that you organize and put together for us. You change more lives than you realize. That ripple effect of that positive energy and that encouragement. And the mission in my company is to create a cycle of wealth and success among women around the world. And to me, I really feel like that ripple effects, right? So as we help one person, then they help somebody else. And so we'll never really know the impact of what we're doing, but we know it's bigger than what we'll ever know. So So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. I'm not sure, I guess my minutes aren't quite up, but just want to really say thank you all, and thank you for all that energy you put out into this community and all the other communities that you're in. And for anyone who is looking for that kind of thing as well, right now there's a series going on that's called Millionaire Within Her. And every day they're releasing a new 2-hour video that has a selection of guest speakers. That has really been a really inspiring thing. That they only have the videos on for 24 hours, so you've got to watch them and then move on to the next one. At 6 o'clock Pacific every day, they switch over to the other one. So if you're looking for something fun like that, or just a bunch of ladies that are just putting a lot of positive energy and inspiration out there, that's a good one. But yeah, so that's all I've got for today, and just thank you all. And thank you, Linda and Legend and all the rest of you.
Awesome. Thank you, Kathy. And yes, you were on the big screen. Thank you so much. And first of all, thank you for your comments, because I started tearing up, but I regrouped myself to come back here right now. So thank you for that. I truly appreciate you and everything you're all about, in creating this financial wealth. It's all about that mindset, right? And this is some of the work you do. And so I'm going to give you first a feed forward to when speaking to a group of people, some of the words we shouldn't use are things like, as many of you know, or everybody here. And the reason for that is because there might not really be very many of us who know, and then those who don't know might feel a little left out. It's just like, so using phrases like that do not add to your story. Because when we speak, we want to add to our stories, right? Instead of take from them. So just that one thing. But other than that, I thought it was really great. And thank you for being here and for raising your hand to speak. You didn't have something, an agenda, what you were going to speak about. And you're like, I'm just going to go in there and speak from my heart. So thank you so much for that. And I love how you shared about making connections with other women, because you're noticing that women support women. And this is a great, the reason I took this in a great way, especially, is because I used to think women were backstabbers, and I didn't like women at all, because that was what I was used to in my corporate environment and my home environment. And so when I finally started meeting these collaborative women, and women who really wanted to see me, what was this phrase you said? Rising tide lifts all boats. When I found those women in my life, I started connecting with them. So thank you for the reminder, and then creating that ripple effect as well. One thing I thought you did brilliantly, that you might not realize you did it, but you did brilliantly, because what is the open mic is an opportunity to share your story, not to pitch yourself, but you did something that could potentially lead to a client. And that was that you said, my business, you didn't mention the name, which was awesome, right? My business. And then you said what your business mission is, and then you moved on. So when we announce it in that sort of way, it's a way to let people know that this is what I do. And if they want to connect with you, they will. Okay, so that was awesome. And then you advertised for somebody else. And that was awesome. That was awesome, because you edified something else, another program out there. And you said, this is a fantastic show. You go check it out. It's called Millionaire Within Her. Forbes Riley, who happens to be one of the chapters in our book, Invisible No More, Invincible Forevermore. She's spoken here. She's on my podcast. She's known as a $2.5 billion woman. She's one of the women who is on that program. So thank you so much, Kathy. You did a great job. That was the only thing, was that as many of you know, because again, many of us might not know, but great job. Thank you so much. And I'm so glad you're here. I met you a couple, maybe a year ago or so. And I'm just so glad you're in my life. Thank you for being here. Great job. Okay, next up, what do we have next, Legend? What's next on the docket?
You are going to introduce Karen. It's her big time for our keynote speaker.
Awesome. Okay, how do somebody remove me? I don't want to be in the spotlight. It's so funny. I love to be in the spotlight. Always a spotlight for everyone. How do I remove myself? Okay, well, we'll figure that out when I bring Karen up.
Go to your name, Linda, in the participants, click your name, and then all the drop-down features, and hit remove spotlight.
Okay, Are you able to do that? Oh, I can't do that.
I can't. You should be able to do it yourself.
Okay, it's not an option. That's okay. I'm just going to bring Karen up here and then we'll make her in the spotlight. That's what we'll do. We're going to spotlight Karen. Oh, this is kind of a weird way. Okay, kind of a weird way to introduce our speaker by having her wide on the screen. I'm supposed to introduce her and then bring her on the screen. So let's just do everything backwards today. Are you ladies okay with that? Like, let's just keep moving forward. So next I want to introduce Karen on your screen. She is our keynote speaker today. She's a communications expert, and she has a passion for helping women leaders to speak with confidence and clarity, which are, two of the pillars that I teach are confidence, clarity, and focus. So this is awesome. She and I just really resonate with each other. We met each other on Clubhouse. Surprise, surprise. And so Karen is on a mission to eradicate self-doubt so women can be free to step into the best version of themselves. Now, she has spoken at places such as Facebook, Google, Netflix, Sephora, and NASA, to name a few, which is really, really cool. And she hosts her Ignite Your Confidence podcast. So Karen, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Marianne, she's got 30 minutes total. So Karen, how much of a warning do you want?
Okay, I'll take 5 minutes.
Okay. Ready, Marianne? Can you see Marianne?
Yes, okay. I see her thumb up. Yes.
Awesome, Karen. Go for it, girl.
Thank you, Linda. This is such a fun group of women. So my name is Karen Laus, and let's jump to it. I'm going to share some slides, but first I want to tell you that for too long, I held back from sharing my ideas due to self-doubt. I was always thinking I wasn't good enough or perfect enough. And I grew up with a perfectionist mother and a critical father. And therefore, it was challenging. I really modeled what was modeled to me through my parents' relationship is that I didn't have a voice. Even though nobody actually told me that, I came from a very traditional family where my dad really called the shots. I'm also the last of 9 kids, so my mom was very busy working with kids and raising the family. But interestingly enough, I also was taught from my dad that I could do anything I wanted with enough persistence, determination, and grit. And so I became really successful in my corporate life, as you can see some of the name brands that Linda mentioned, which is really awesome. But it wasn't even until just a few years ago that I really felt like I found my voice. And what I mean by that, and what is my mission for other women, is that they'll be able to speak up and stand out without worrying about what people think, not being dependent on, oh, I better not say that because what will they think of me, and that kind of thing. So that's a little bit about my story. And what I'm going to share some slides with you here today and focus on this whole, really specifically focusing on speaking skills. So now you're seeing all my behind the scenes here as well. So
I'm not alone.
Yes, exactly. I want to make you feel better, Linda.
Thank you. You did it. You did it.
Good. So I also want to invite you throughout. This is not me just talking at you the whole time. I want this to be interactive. And if anybody wants, there's an opportunity for 1 or 2 people, depending on time, to practice their introduction. So 3 speaking tips to increase your influence and sales. Let's face it, we all want those sales. And let's talk about what are you going to get? And Legend mentioned this already, but I'll say it again. Use your voice to increase your credibility. And I'm going to talk to you about how to do that, how to stop rambling and get your point across. As a recovering rambler, I will tell you that has been very important for me to help other women do. And then identify where might you be giving away your power? And more importantly, how to change that and how to take it back. So first, I'd love to ask if 1 or 2 people, what do you most want to get out of this? Why are you here today? And you can also drop that in the chat. And maybe Linda or Legend or anybody else, if you see something in the chat that I missed, please feel free to just jump in and let me know. But how about 1 or 2 people verbally? What do you want to leave with today?
Go ahead and mic yourself if you want to share. What do you want to leave here with today? Or I'll just call on a couple of you.
Thank you, Kathy. I see that in the chat. Communicating is so critical for sure. Looking to improve. Thank you, Risa. Speaking is so important. Speaking with more confidence. All right, fabulous. I'm going to go with that.
Wait a minute, Karen, before you go. So Missy, are you in the house?
I am.
Missy, I'm going to call you out. Okay, cool.
Okay, perfect. I want to learn how to speak more confidently, as well as speak authentically. So I want people to feel connected to me and have that connection and that authenticity to come through while speaking confidently. So kind of having both.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so important, isn't it? I mean, nobody wants to listen to somebody scripted. So fabulous. I see all the comments here in the chat. So I'm going to jump ahead here and talk about, we're going to jump in. And by the way, I have 3 C's for you. For those of you that like alliteration and like notes and formulas, there are 3 C's. And the first one is how to demonstrate credibility through your voice, which is really my expertise. And that's what I've been helping women with. Well, women and men, frankly, for the past 20 years, but mostly why I left my job, by the way, after 14 years last July, is to focus on helping women with that internal as well as the external confidence. Because let's face it, the reason why I told you the story about my parents is that I had all this external confidence. Nobody would have necessarily known about those insecurities, but I did. And I didn't want to have that lack of alignment anymore. And that's what I want for everybody else too. So we're going to walk through some of these things. Obviously, you'll be able to read ahead here a little bit. But the first one is volume. So often what I find with women is that we speak tentatively or we speak softly and we want to speak up. So you want to project and think about really using that wonderful muscle around your stomach, which is the diaphragm. So often what happens is I'll be coaching somebody and most of my work is done with people on video. So I'll record them on video, then we'll watch it back and we'll talk about what worked and what might need to change. So volume is a big one. So here's what happens. I record somebody, they'll notice too, ooh, wow, I wasn't speaking loud enough. And then they'll work on it and then they'll speak a little bit louder, but then they'll speak from their throat. And that after a while is going to kill you. And you're up on this resonance, which doesn't make you sound very strong. So you want to think about your breath actually coming from your stomach, because most of us also, and why I call this speak with intention, is most of us don't speak with intention most of the time. We simply just start talking. And the thing is, you know how people talk about public speaking all the time? Well, I kind of chuckle because I laugh and I go, well, is there really such a thing as private speaking? I mean, unless you're in the shower or you're in the car talking to yourself, every time you speak, you have an opportunity to practice. And also the reason why I bring this up is because we have to get over in our brain that there's a time like, oh, I'll do that when I public speak. Because otherwise, if you just look at it that way, most of us don't technically public speak the way we think about it that often. And yet, if you can think about it, like even in a case of today, when you speak up and say your favorite word, are you saying it with confidence? Are you saying it with projection? Are you saying it with a smile? All of these things relate to how we come across, and are we building trust and credibility quicker? And so the key is that there is this disparity gap, going back to that, the people that I often coach, and they'll speak louder, but it's still not quite loud enough. And it's coming from a place that's a little bit more challenging for your body to handle. Those things, we want to think about this disparity gap. How we think we're coming across, oh, I think I'm coming across pretty loud right now, versus how we actually are coming across, oh, I'm speaking with softness in my voice. A lot of times when I coach women, I say, you got to up that percentage by probably 20% more so you can really project that voice. And when you speak with the breath coming from that diaphragm, it's going to really help you to have a deeper tone as well. And that is directly linked to credibility. I'm not trying to say be someone else. I'm just simply saying access the best, most richest part of your voice. And that's going to increase your credibility. Any questions on that before we move to variety?
I see Kathy put that, volume is so hard to judge on virtual platforms. So what do you say about that?
Yes, it is. This is why I recommend, above all else, you've got to record yourself, listen back and notice it. And I'm going to guess that most of the time you're not speaking loud enough. I shouldn't say, you could probably still be heard, but are you speaking or you're commanding the room in a confident and also kind way? Because of course you want to come across as likable as well as commanding. And I don't mean commanding in a like hard way or harsh way. I just simply mean, wow, when that person speaks, I want to listen to them. And a big part of it is what I believe Risa there is saying about the ending down, not up. So I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. But the variety, so to answer your question directly, record yourself, listen back, and then you'll be able to see how you sound, especially in a real life environment. That's the best way to see how you're coming across. Practice is fine, and recording yourself in practice environments, but when you can do it in a real life scenario, that's the best. And then variety, I'll share a story of when I first became a corporate trainer. I worked for the Gap for a long time. And I remember one of the women who was training me, who was also my co-facilitator on my very first day, afterwards, she said, Karen, you have such a musical voice. And I thought it was going to be a compliment. She said, but, you know, the big but, I hate that but word. I like to say and instead. In this case, she said, but it's so musical that it's rhythmic to the point of monotone. You've got to have more variety in your voice. So I worked really hard to have more variety. So thinking about changing up your volume, your pitch, and your pace, which leads me to that next piece that Risa talked about in the chat. We've got to have a declarative tone instead of having upspeak. And let me explain what upspeak is. If you're unfamiliar with it, some people also call it uptalk. But it's when we say a statement with a question or a comma. And almost 100% of the thousands of people I've coached over the years, men and women alike, use upspeak when they say their name during an introduction. And that should be the one thing we most know how to say. So let me model this for you. Upspeak, here's how it typically goes with an introduction. And you'll also notice this is a run-on sentence. Hi, I'm Karen Laus, and I'm originally from Minneapolis, but now I live in San Francisco. Versus, hi, I'm Karen Laus. I know it is. I know my name. I'm originally from Minneapolis, but now I live in San Francisco. Notice there, all I'm doing is punctuating just like you would in an email. In an email, you wouldn't just leave sentence fragments and all of that hanging out there, and yet we tend to do that when we speak. So I have actually worked with some teams. I do a lot of work with United Healthcare and helping with their executive development program. And so essentially 6 to 7 people have to present in front of the executives for a new idea every year. And I work with these teams for 6 months on their speaking skills. And it's so funny. It's hard to imagine that we are sitting there during our rehearsals and actually having everybody go and say their name, just their name. Can they do it with a period? Sometimes it's taken people up to 15 times to say it. We're just not, we don't have an ear for it, most of us, unless you're trained in this, or it's really obvious. But it's the name and what we do, which is the thing that should most impress others, that we want to have that credibility. So that credibility is directly linked to that. And I'll share one other story from 20 years ago with my very first coach. Her voicemail made my jaw drop in a positive way because I had never heard it before. And now I understand what she was doing. It was just that she was pausing and putting periods. So she said, hi, you've reached Michelle. If you'd like to leave a message, da, 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 da. And I just this pause after her name and after her that you've reached her, hi, even made such a difference. So that is directly related to that pause and the power of the pause. Oh my gosh, there's so many benefits to pausing. You've got avoiding those filler words like so, you know, as well as allowing your audience to catch up with what you've said. So many women, I noticed, try to speak really quickly, I think partially because they just want to get it over with. And yet when we pause, it not only allows our audience to absorb what we just said, it shows tremendous control. And if an audience feels like we are in control, they're going to feel at ease. And if they feel at ease, they're going to be much more likely to want to listen to us. And so much of speaking is not just speaking well, but it's eliminating distractions that get in the way from the message that we've spent so much time preparing. But if you look at the research, we could talk later about a study from Albert Mehrabian, but it's called 3 V's if anybody wants to look that up. about how our body language and our voice overrides the actual content that we're saying if there's an inconsistent message. So in other words, if I'm saying, I'm so excited, that's not a match, right? And then be conversational. Avoid being scripted. Nobody wants to listen to somebody reading or sounding like they're reading. So I'm going to pause there. That is the first C around credibility. And then we're going to move to clarity next. But before we do that, I'll take a look at the chat and also see if anybody has questions.
Linda Sunshine West.
Yeah. Woo-hoo!
Well,
Yeah.
it is interesting. I know that from my perception is I noticed a lot of people from Australia seems to be the one that I noticed the most. There are other countries that I noticed that people do the up talk, but that's the one that I noticed the most. And do you think that is it just because that's how they speak and they hear it all the time, so they speak that way?
That's a big part of it. A lot of this is cultural. It's the same with, I mean, Canadians will tell you too. I mean, I'm from Minnesota originally, so there's a lot of, kind of it's almost like we want to do it to have almost feel collaborative and whatnot. And I would say overall, it, no matter who does it, it's a lot of this is habit and what we've learned and listened to. So for example, if you think about it, let's just face it, it's not going to make that big of a difference if you do upspeak when you say your name and what you do, because everybody does that. But if you don't do that, you're going to stand out from the crowd. And I personally want everybody to stand out. It's just different because so many, and if you start listening for this, you'll start hearing it. I was coaching a woman this morning. She texted me her intro and it was, I'm so-and-so and I'm this. Like, oh my gosh, definitely you want to think about, well, where do you actually land that sentence? And this is where a lot of people can't actually hear it themselves until I say it back to them. And then they go, oh, now I see. That's why we all need that modeling for sure.
That's
Thanks,
interesting. I know you got 2 more C's to go through, and Risa put something in the chat that I think is interesting. I think this happens a lot of times as well. I was interviewing Sharon Lechter of Think and Grow Rich for Women and Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I introduced myself. This is Linda Sunshine West, of my company name. She immediately looked at me and she said, "Stop." I was like, "What? You said your name too fast. Nobody will be able to understand what you said." And I was, okay, take 2. So we started over. And I think that's I learned that, to slow down my name. If I want people to hear it, to slow it down. But then what Risa says here, she says, I feel like I'm always talking too fast, or I'm trying to get a lot in a little amount of time. And sometimes what we don't say is more powerful than what we do say, is my take on that. And I'd like to hear your take on that as well.
Absolutely. And what I recommend, first of all, you have to cut bait at a certain period of time. You've got to know that, okay, I have only so much time. And a lot of people are just completely unaware. And that's where the rambling comes in, which we'll get to next. And the key is to, first of all, it would be better to talk faster in smaller sound bites and pause versus talking faster the whole time. Similar to what I was saying before with my musical voice, the feedback I got at the Gap, that if I just simply paused, that would help break it up. So focus on the pausing. That could be a great place for everybody to start. All right, let's move on to clarity and get to focus. One of the things I love to say is be brief, be bright, be done. Get to the point and move on. And my favorite story from this is a woman that I was coaching on interviewing skills. And I asked her the typical question. We did a video. And I said, tell me about yourself. Well, she definitely told me about herself in great detail. And I stopped her and said, time out. You're giving me all the same information that's on your resume, and it's becoming a data dump. It's wonderful, and I respect you, and you've got great experience, but you got to think about me as your audience. I'm probably interviewing 5 other people, and I want to know as quickly as possible if you're the right person or not. So why would we want to hire you? What is the most important thing that you want me to know as your as the hiring manager and related to you? And she goes, oh, well, I love research. And I said, great, say that. So we did it a second time. I said, tell me about yourself. And she said, Well, before I get into any detail, the most important thing you need to know about me is that I love research. Boom, right there. She's got the lead of her story. And that's what you want to think about, is having a lead to your story and that BLUF, which is the acronym BLUF, bottom line up front. What do you want people to say? Audiences crave structure. So even something as simple as the one thing you need to know about me, or think about there's 2 things that I want to share about myself. Or there's a wonderful person on Clubhouse who always comes to my rooms and she starts with, here's why I'm here today. Here's what I'm looking for from you, Karen, or here's what I want to share about myself. Rather than what most people do is they just start talking. And in our brain, we have no way to figure out and prioritize what you're saying. So you need to do that for us. As Donald Miller says, he's one of my mentors, and he has the company Story Brand. He says, if you have to burn too many calories to hear, if a person has to burn too many calories to figure out what you're trying to say, they're gonna tune out. So if you confuse, you lose. So start with the lead of the story. One of the ways you can do this is an introductory model that I came up with called the PPU. Say something personal, professional, and unique about yourself. This can be a great way. And for those of you in the open mic, this is also a great model for you. Personal, professional, unique. This is not necessarily an elevator pitch. It's just simply when somebody says, tell me about yourself, then you can use these 3 things. So how I would typically do it, and then I'll show you it on paper in Cliff Notes. I would typically say, hi, I'm Karen Laus. I'm originally from Minneapolis, but now I live in San Francisco. Professionally, I work with women over 40 who want to overcome self-doubt and speak with confidence. Something unique about me is that I'm a follower of dreams. And many years ago, well, not that many now, but for my 50th birthday, 3 years ago, I wanted to move. I've always had the dream of moving to New York. So for that birthday month, I actually rented an apartment in Manhattan and had the time of my life. Now, that's even a little bit longer for a unique. Sometimes I'll just say I'm the last of 9 kids, or I love repurposing leftovers. I make up something that's a little different. So these are my notes beforehand. So you can think about yourself. What would that look like for you? Personal, professional, and unique. I've got a lot of really good feedback on this. I just did it kind of on a whim one day. And then I had so many people say, oh my gosh, I love the PPU. And part of it is that it creates structure. It helps you stay focused, and it gives people a taste, just enough to introduce yourself, but also to get them to want to hear more. I'm going to move on for the sake of time and remind you we're wrapping up here on clarity and focus and have the point. And before we get to claim your power, which is the 3rd C, do we have any questions or comments on this one? We probably have time for one here.
It was regarding the last thing. Carla says, she's West Indian, and people say it's hard that they talk too fast, and they need to take their time to slow down, but they do have that upward inflection when they talk also. So how would you suggest somebody becomes aware of speaking more intentionally, or slowing down so that it's easier to understand?
Well, the pause is the biggest one, of course. And the awareness is only raised really through 2 ways. One is recording yourself, and the other one is getting feedback from other people. But the best is a combination of both, where you have a coach or someone that can listen for this, someone that's trained in that can notice, because a lot of times we aren't able to hear it ourselves. As I mentioned with that client that texted me this morning, she goes, I can't hear it. So then I sent an audio message back to her, and I said her exact name and what she does with a period and the question mark, so she could go, oh, I see what you mean. So intentionally working on the pause will help you. And to remember what pausing is for you is going to feel like a lifetime. But for other people, it's probably not very long at all. I can't even tell you the amount of people over the years that I've coached that in the moment, I'll stop them and say a little bit longer, and then they'll do it a little longer, and they'll feel like, that was so awkward and felt so weird. But then they listen to it and they go, oh my gosh, that wasn't bad at all. It actually was powerful. So that pause is super powerful for sure. Thanks for noting these things in the chat, Linda. It's awesome that you're giving the cliff notes. Okay, let's talk about claiming your power. And let's face it, someone else, I think it might have been you, Kathy, and forgive me, I can't remember exactly if it was you or someone else, but about how often we hold back and how we don't often speak up. And again, forgive me, I can't remember who that was, but we hold back too often, or we just don't believe in ourselves. And so here are some ways to claim your power, and that is to stop apologizing unnecessarily. I want to train everybody to say I'm sexy instead of sorry. So I love doing this in rooms, because when somebody that knows me, that's been following me for a while, and they say I'm sorry, I'll say, wait, don't you mean I'm sexy? And then they'll say it back. But I say that kind of jokingly, but it actually is a trick from a neural pathway perspective, that when you change your neural pathways around the things that you're saying, it can make a difference. So even jokingly saying, oops, nope, I'm sexy to yourself can be a way to break the pattern. But I want to give you a couple of replacement phrases. Instead of apologizing when you don't need to, like you bump into somebody at the grocery store, say, excuse me. Train yourself to say, excuse me. But I would even go a step further and ask, for any situation, do I really need to apologize here? Have I wronged someone? Or is it more of a, here's my other replacement phrase, thank you for understanding. Thank you for your patience. Just so often we apologize. Oh, I'm so sorry. You can hear my kids in the background. Oh, I'm so sorry that my dog is barking. Oh, I'm so sorry. It can be a quick acknowledgement, and then you move on. And by the minimizing language, I want you to check out these words, and even maybe drop in the chat, what words do you use that you might not even realize you're using that's taking away from your power and your credibility? Things like little, just. I just want to share a little tip with you. And then you add upspeak to it, and you do the little shoulder shrug because I want to make myself smaller. You want to make sure that you notice how it doesn't change the meaning at all if you take away just and little. I want to share a tip with you. And you say it with confidence. It makes such a difference. Words like kinda, sorta, I think, all of these things can take away from our power. So anybody else? So yes, those filler words. You just said, Linda, I'm sorry to your husband. I love it. So any other questions on this? I'm officially done before I talk about what might be next if you're interested in more, but would love to have any questions or comments on any of these C's.
How much time do you have left, Marianne? And I see that, Nancy put, I'm new. Like, right, that's like when you say, I'm new to this, it immediately puts,
yes.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Or I feel guilty, right? I'm guilty, or it's only this, or I've only been doing it this long is one. Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, yep. These are good ones. Yep.
Yeah, that's so true. It's and first, all of this is really number one, be aware. Notice what you're saying. Notice, have other people that you trust tell you. And it's so different when you say to somebody, oh, can you give me some feedback on how I'm presenting? That's so vague. It isn't helpful. But if you say, I tend to say actually a lot. Can you listen for that? I tend to do upspeak when I say my name, and I'm really working on saying my name with a period. Can you look out for that? Ask for specific feedback, and that's exactly what you're going to get, versus ask for vague feedback, and that's exactly what you're going to get. Great job is not very helpful. But what did I do specifically? So I'm going to wrap up here and talk about a couple of things. Linda, is there anything else you wanted to add before I walk into what could be next for people if they're interested?
Let's talk about the next, because we got 5 minutes left for the whole event. So let's do it. Awesome,
all right.
Karen.
First
This
of
has
all,
been fantastic, by the way.
Oh, good. So there's a free resource that you can go to, and I can drop that in the chat too, to get 10 tips on how to give effective virtual presentations. So you could totally do that and stop there. But I want to offer 2 things that I'm doing coming up. I have a Speak with Confidence group coaching program. If you want to be seen and heard as an influential leader, build your confidence and command any room, increase your sales, know what to say. I love this one. Know what to say when you get pushback. I love helping people I love giving sentence prompts and sentence starters to help you with that. And then nail your on-camera presence and message. So if you want to do that with the group of only 6 people, it's limited to 6, that is coming up starting June 24th. And there's 6 women, it's 6 weeks, every Thursday night at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you sign up by June 17th, you'll get the early bird price of $697. And this also includes a one-on-one coaching session with me plus video assessment of your presence. So we will be recording you and getting feedback on actually 2 different times during the 6 weeks with the group. So you'll get feedback from me as well as with the group. And so if you're interested in that, Linda's got a link for that she will, I'm sure, drop in the chat if she hasn't already. And if you're not quite ready for a group experience that's 6 weeks and you want something just one-shot deal, I just am doing, I say just, I just am doing this. And I say, yeah, I'm laughing because this actually works in this case, not to out myself, but literally somebody just, there's my filler word, literally. My goodness, I'm catching myself now. I'm getting anxious because we got time. We got to move on here. I've got a 2-hour workshop. And the reason I say just is because I recently had people ask me for this. And I said, well, what would you pay? And what would you like to do? What would you like to learn? Tackling self-doubt and leaving with a perfected pitch. This is happening on Tuesday of next week at 10 a.m. Pacific. So you can email me. I don't even have a landing page or anything set up for that yet because I'm piloting it, but I wanted to make it available to you if you're interested in that. So on that note, I'm going to say, feel free to connect with Linda or me on either of these, and then also offer any connection that you have. I would love to hear more if you want to follow me on Instagram, or I have a free Facebook group as well as a podcast that are both called Ignite Your Confidence with Karen Laus. And the last offer that I will make is if anybody's interested in free coaching, I am doing that occasionally. There is quite a wait list right now, but I am starting to do that on my podcast. So it's been really, really jazzing me up. I've been loving it, but it's a very short laser session. So it's definitely not the same that you would get in the group coaching or the workshop as well. So on that note, I'm going to stop my share and thank you all for having me.
That was fantastic. Thank you so much, Karen. I loved it. Got a lot of great tips and tricks here. Of course, the recording is going to be available inside the Women Action Takers Facebook group. So if you're not a member of that, at least get over there and join us. And then, yes, we have less than 1 minute left. So I got to wrap this up. So here's how we do this is we're at 1:15 Pacific time. So in 45 minutes, we'll be on Clubhouse at the Women Action Takers networking. So join us over there. Hopefully you'll be able to hop on over there too. Karen, are you available for that?
Yes, yes.
Okay, cool. So Karen's going to hop on and join us over there. And also, our next event here on Zoom is June 26th. I just put a link in the chat there for you to register for that event as well. Another great event. I don't remember off the top of my head who's speaking at that one, but just go ahead and join us. It's going to be a fabulous, fabulous event. And I signed up for Karen to coach me on her podcast. Is that scary? It can be, but I don't care. I'm going to go in. I'm taking advantage of that. I just jump in because, I figure that if I jump into something and somebody learns something from it, then awesome. Because I'm going to learn something for sure, but why not let other people see what they can also learn from it? So I'm jumping in. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and message Karen. What should they email you for that, Karen? I see her head bouncing up and down. So yes. Okay. So officially this meeting is over. So if you want to be coached by Karen on her podcast, go to email her at Karen@KarenLaus.com. And this meeting is officially over, but we'll stay on here for another half hour and for everybody to network with each other. You can go and unmute yourselves. I'm so glad you were here today. Thank you for attending. I hope to see you at another one of our future events. And I just noticed that events. I'm going to start noticing up speak or something. I'm going to start noticing that of myself.
Yeah. But what's awesome is that you're aware of it now. That's what's so awesome.
And that's the key, right? Is awareness. Awareness is how we start to change whatever it is we're doing in our lives. And I do the upspeak way too often. I hear you, Risa. Let's hear you. Bring you up on the screen here. Everybody pronounce your name. Just say, Marianne, introduce yourself. Everybody unmute themselves. That way when I call on you, it's fast. Okay.
Oh, I love this. I do this in my workshops.
Kathy Dirksen. Please introduce just say your name. Say your name and
Hi,
where
I'm
you're
Kathy
from.
Dirksen.
Your name and where you're from. Let's do that.
Hi, I'm Kathy Dirksen. Did I do it? From British Columbia, Canada.
There we go.
Well, I have a question on that because see, she did Kathy Dirksen from British Columbia, Canada, and she ended it on the down. So that kind of works still, right?
Exactly. Yes. And that's where sometimes people, it's the habit of the name and where you're from, but then when you add other things, we sometimes don't actually land. So I like to have people practice both so that then they can get used to saying their name with a period, because then most of the time we won't ever say it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Kathy, you're up again.
Say it again. The puppy's barking behind me. I'm Kathy Dirksen. No,
you got it. You got a nod. Yeah, that was good. Awesome. Say it again, Kathy.
I'm Kathy Dirksen.
Ooh, I love it. And you can feel the power. It's like it's just different. It's different. We hear it different.
Really, and the other
I feel
thing
like I'm an announcer on TV or something. I'm
I-
Kathy Dirksen.
Yes,
From
it sounds so good though. And it's different. That's the thing, because most of us do that upspeak. And one other quick thing I'll say, instead of saying, you didn't do this, Kathy, but I want to share this with everybody. Instead of saying my name is, like a lot of us tend to do, saying I am claims your power even more. I'm Karen Laus versus my name is. Still kind of the same as far as obviously the output of what the result is, but it's a different feel for yourself as well as the audience usually.
I love that. Okay. So just I am, declare it, right? Marianne, you had your hand up. Question and going to introduce yourself or just introduce yourself?
Well, I'm going to introduce myself with the question though, because I did write in the chat when you were talking about how to introduce yourself. I used to say, I'm Marianne Lindsay. So I want some perspective on using it that way.
Can you clarify that? Saying it with something else?
I just say my first name. Hi, I'm Marianne Lindsay. Because otherwise it get kind of like slurs together.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's fun. I hadn't thought about that before. I would still say I'm Marianne Lindsay.
Okay.
Versus I'm Marianne Lindsay. It almost sounds like two different people. Like, I don't know if I'm Marianne, but now I'm going to tell you I am Marianne with my last name.
Okay. Thank you.
Risa says like Bond, James Bond.
Yes, Teresa, that's another example I use in my trainings. I love that you said that. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
My name's Sunshine, Linda Sunshine. I love it. I love it. Okay, Risa, you're next.
But I'm laughing. I'm Risa Lynch. I live in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Nice.
There we go. Awesome. Awesome. Marianne Lindsay, you're up.
I already did it though.
But you did it asking a question. So now do it.
And then we're saying also where we're from. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Marianne Lindsay, and I live in beautiful, sunny Southern California.
There we go. Sounds like a commercial too. Awesome. I love it. I love it. Next up, we have Kia.
Hi, I am Kia, and I am from the Bronx, New York.
So how'd she do?
So, well, this is always the tough one. So if you were doing it alone, then I would say that was fine. But it had the upspeak after the name. So it really is a matter of deciding, like, am I going to say my name and then where I'm from and then land with a period? Or am I going to say my name and then, so then here's the other thing. I would probably recommend you say your name with a period and then say where you're from along with perhaps something else and then end the sentence so that it doesn't become this robotic, I'm this, I'm from here, I do this, because you also want to sound conversational, but it's important to remember that when we're practicing anything, it's going to at first be a little bit awkward feeling. And sometimes we actually do get worse before we get better. For anybody that plays tennis or golf or a musical instrument or anything that you've done for a while, and then you hire a coach and you have to recalibrate, at first it feels a little bit strange to do that. But I listen to that. Anyway, I'd say it's perfectly fine to say, for example, I'm Karen Laus and I'm originally from, well, you know, I'm so used to not saying it that way now. So I've got my little script. I'm going to stop there. I think it's fine as long as you land quickly. The bigger issue is when people do a run-on sentence. And then if somebody does just say, oh, what's your name? Your brain is probably not going to have the muscle memory to say it with a period. If more often than not, you practice it combined with where you're from. And the only place you land is where you're from. So habits are hard to compartmentalize. That's why I recommend that when you practice these things, you practice them in any situation, in every opportunity you have. So I know that's a roundabout answer, but it's a little bit of both.
Well, and Kia's is interesting because it's not a common name. And so what if she were to do something like, my name is, I'm Kia, like the car, or something like that?
Yes.
To make that, to cause that, oh, that's how I can remember her name. Cause it is, it's not a common, it's not a Karen. Are you a Karen, by the way? Just kidding. I don't think you're a Karen. No way. No way.
I tell you, it's so funny because one of my clients made me, in my group coaching program, she made me a mug and all of us, that says, what would Karen say? And it was so cute. And because she goes, you always have the words to say, but she realized I should have said Karen Laus, because when people see that, they might go, I don't know. I don't want to be that Karen person.
It's so funny. I love it. I love it.
The mnemonic devices are really helpful. And yeah, just the way you said it, I thought was a beautiful marriage of the two.
Well, like with Marianne's, for Marianne, she could say, I'm Marianne, like on Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
So for those of us who remember Gilligan's Island, we'd know what she's talking about. For those who are like, what?
The younger generation wouldn't understand that.
I guess I could say, my name is Linda. Listen, Linda, listen. I hear that all the time, you know. Oh, listen, Linda, listen.
That's funny.
Oh, bye, Farah. Thank you so much for attending today. Okay, so Kia, you get another shot.
I'm Kia, like the car. I sound robotic because I'm nervous. I can't help it.
You don't sound like you like the car either.
I like BMW.
Oh, my name is Kia, like the car, but I wish I were BMW.
Oh, okay.
Only BMW.
I'm just saying, no, but maybe that's, you never know, because you never know what's going to strike up that conversation, right? Because when we just say our name, I mean, it holds a lot to us, but is it going to strike up a conversation? So with mine, it could be Linda's Sunshine. And I do introduce myself this way in Clubhouse a lot. My name is Linda Sunshine. That's not my given name, but it's the name that was given to me in the last couple of years, because then it causes this, like, what happened in her life that she got that name Sunshine, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So trying to create something that makes me different, you know. Oh, Angelica, before you go, introduce yourself. What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Angelica Waite. I come from Nairobi, Kenya.
Yeah, because she went up, but then she came back down. Landed the plane. You landed the plane. Yes. Awesome. And she has she does tours what do you call it? The tours in Africa. If you are interested in going to Africa and want to be part of that. Safaris, that's the word. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Yes, we organize bespoke safaris in Kenya and East Africa, and you're most welcome.
Isn't that cool?
Yes.
Put your website link in there in the chat. I forgot to ask everybody to put their link. I've just been completely off today, but thanks for attending. Yeah, put your link in there to your safaris, because you never know. We can travel now. So okay, yes. Next up we have Edna. I changed your name on your screen there.
Hello, my name is Edna Landsman, and I'm from Southern California.
You know what this reminds me of?
Yeah.
Not your name in particular, but just like what we're doing here right now. It totally reminds me of one of those pageants.
Oh.
My name is Linda Sunshine West, and I'm from Southern California. That's what it reminds me of. So Cecilia, go ahead, give us your best Miss America introduction.
Hi, I'm Cecilia, and I promise you I won't break your heart.
Ooh.
Get it? That song, Cecilia, You're Breaking My Heart by Simon and Garfunkel. You guys
Yeah.
haven't heard that song?
Yeah, I have.
Oh my goodness. Have you been living under a
Cecilia,
rock?
that one?
Breaking my heart.
Because every time I say my name, somebody says, "Oh, Cecilia, you're breaking my heart." I'm like,
That might be a generational and a geographic thing if it's in a different country.
And a music preference.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, gosh, yeah.
But once you said it, I totally knew what song it was. But when you made the first reference, I'm like, what?
Exactly. Awesome. I love it though.
I'm
You
gonna
gotta
listen.
sing it when you say it, Cecilia.
Okay, Karen, we'll see you on Clubhouse.
All right, I'm gonna listen. I'm just getting dressed because I'm off to the farmer's market, but I will
Oh,
still listen for a few more minutes. But
I
I'm
thought
gonna
you were
turn
getting
off my
dressed.
video to
You're
spare
getting
you.
dressed for Clubhouse.
Oh no.
I gotta get myself dressed for Clubhouse. Awesome. Hey, Sally, go ahead. Oh, what, Maria? Oh,
I gotta scoot. Thank you.
okay. Bye. See you. Thank you for timekeeping. Sally.
I'll just do it the way that I normally do it. Hey, I'm Sally Green, and no, wait, I didn't do that right. Hey, everyone, I'm Sally Green, and I live in Connecticut. And
I got a fat
I
cat.
have a big fat cat here.
Awesome. Awesome. Legend.
My name is Legend Thurman, and I'm from Washington, D.C.
I'm on the next Miss America. See, it just sounds like it. I don't know. I guess that's how they introduce themselves. Right? Okay. Missy.
Hi, I'm Missy Holder. I said it wrong. I was practicing and everything. Okay, let me try again. Hi, I'm Missy Holder, and I am from Cicada-filled Cincinnati, Ohio.
Cicada Field, because you mentioned
Yes,
mentioned the
they're
cicadas
everywhere.
the other day.
Yes. Okay, so if you are from the Midwest, I'm in Ohio, obviously, I just said that. And we have cicadas. And my son is mowing the grass, and he said there's like 300 of them on this tree out in front of our house. They come out every 17 years. They're insane. So
only
I live
17
in
years?
Columbus.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they're noisy. Yes.
Oh, they're so noisy. So noisy.
Yeah.
I can't wait till they go away and die for the next 17 years. I'm done with them.
Oh my gosh, do they just hibernate or something for 17 years?
I don't know what they do for 17
Yeah,
years.
yeah, they're
but-
under the ground.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we
That's
have woods in our backyard, and they are loud as all get out. So yeah, it's annoying.
And they're
But they'll
creepy
only
looking.
Yeah, they're very creepy looking, giant, big eyes, and they'll only be here for maybe 6 more weeks. Well, they're 6 weeks total, and they've been around for a couple weeks.
Something to look forward to every 17 years.
Yeah, it's awful.
Wow. Wow, that's just I don't understand nature, but next up we have Harumi. Are you available? You want to go and say your name and where you're from, where you live?
Yes, I'm Harumi Anderson. I'm originally from Toyota. I live in Columbus, Indiana. Thank you.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Next up, Rochelle. Where's she? There she is. Rochelle, do you want to introduce yourself with the new techniques? Felicia, you want to introduce yourself with our new techniques today?
Sure. Hi, I'm Felicia Hayes, and I'm from the heart of Georgia, Macon, Georgia.
Awesome. Are you guys listening for it now? Now, yeah. See, it's interesting, huh? How when we're made aware of something, we can't really tune into something until we're made aware of it, or until we allow ourselves to be made aware of it. So fantastic. Thank you, Felicia. Next up, Carla, you want to introduce yourself with our new techniques? Once you hear it, you can't unhear it. Yep.
I just put that in the chat. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it. Okay, so I'm going to try. I'm Carla Williams Johnson, and I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
Very good. Very good. It was a little fast. You want to try again a little slower?
I'm Carla Williams Johnson, and I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
Much better. Yeah, because if we speak too fast and people can't understand us, what actually happens is they try to understand what you just said instead of listening to what you are saying. Right.
That's
So when
that's the thing with us, because this is normal for me. This speed that I'm talking at is normal. And we're always told that we talk too fast. So we always have to slow down. But in slowing down, we get the inflection every time. The more we slow down is the more our voice goes up. When we stop, we don't stop down, we stop up. It's weird. We're a weird group of people.
No, you're not.
We're a weird bunch over here.
No, you're not. That's awesome though. But being aware of it, right, is where we can change it if we choose to, and it has to be a choice, and it has to be a conscious choice. And that's with anything in life, any changes we want to make, we have to make a conscious choice to do it. And by appearing in an environment like this, maybe it encourages to slow down a little bit.
Yes.
And so let me ask you this question back to you. If somebody is speaking slower, like in the United States, some of the states speak slower than others, like New Yorkers, right? Kia, you guys are like fast, like New Jersey, like we're on top of it. We speak fast and everything's moving, fasting. And then in California, some places it's more laid back, like, hey, what's going on? And then we have our southern states, like Georgia and some of those types of states where there's a drawl. Do you feel like they speak too slow?
Sometimes, yes.
It's like, get on with it.
No, it's not so much of that, but I think also too, like being in room, as you said before, like being in rooms like this helps. Because if I'm talking to my people all the time, obviously we'll understand each other, right? But when I'm speaking in this room and you're like, no, Carla, you're going too fast, you need to slow down. Then I say, okay, yes, I have to take that time to speak and stop. And so it's good practice for me being in this group and groups like this.
Well, fantastic. Thank you. Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, we're gonna go on to Clubhouse in about a half hour. So let's see you over there too.
Okay.
You know what I was gonna do is a topic over there, because this
Sorry to
came
interrupt,
up.
Linda. I just want to say goodbye. We'll see
Hi,
you.
thank you so much. Thank you. One of the topics that I want to do over there on the Clubhouse networking event is, what is something unique about you? Because I thought that was a really great question that somebody brought up. I think, was that here or did I just dream it? I don't know. Anyway, that's one of the topics we're going to talk about today.
That was here.
Okay,
It's part of the presentation. Part of the presentation. When you introduce
good.
yourself, start with personal, professional, and unique.
That's right. Ooh, you took good notes, didn't you?
Not good enough, but good notes, I hope.
That's awesome. I love it. Yeah, it's that unique thing. That was because my thing I said was, what's unique about me? I ran away at 5 and I was gone an entire week. Like, that's a long time to run away. And
where did you go?
That's the first question people always ask. I just went to the neighbors. Oh, and see how I use the word just? I went to the neighbors. And I feel like I have to say just. I don't know. And that's kind of interesting. I have to think about that. Because when I use just there, it's like, because I didn't go very far. I only went to the neighbor's house, but I was gone in a week. And my parents knew where I was, but I didn't know they knew where I was. So what that did for my little 5-year-old brain is locked in that they don't want me around, they don't love me. And that's what my belief became at 5 years old. So it's interesting how I carried that around with me for decades. How one little situation like that, my parents were probably saying, oh, let's let her stay there and, so she can exercise her independence. Might have been what they were thinking. But from my perspective, they don't And then I always saw myself as the black sheep. I was always different. And this is what I believed.
When did you find out that they knew you were next door?
When about 2 years before my mom passed away.
No way. Your whole life, pretty much. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's powerful.
Yeah. And she told me, she even told me the story. Like, didn't remember the running away part. I spent a lot of time at the neighbors, but I don't remember that it was that I ran away. So my mom, and she just joked about it. Oh yeah, when you were 5, you ran away. You were gone an entire week. And then when I brought you home, and I was like, you knew I was there? Oh yeah, we knew you were there. So I never thought to ask more questions. Like, that was kind of like where I ended it, because I just felt like that's kind of odd, don't you think? So anyway, let's see. Let's do one last person. We have Melinda. Melinda, did Melinda already? No. Melinda, you want to introduce yourself? It's so funny, the pictures, like when they're staring at you there. It's kind of like when you're on Clubhouse and you look like they're staring at you. It's like, are they on there? So let's do this. Let's go ahead and end officially. I'm going to go eat a sandwich really quick before the Clubhouse meeting. And if you're not yet a member of the Women Action Takers Club on Clubhouse, just go ahead and find us over there. Search for Women Action Takers, select clubs on there, and join that club over there. And today's meeting, we do meetings. There are random meetings being held. You can host your own. You can host your own event over there under our club if you want to do that as well. And I'm loving Clubhouse. It's an amazing platform. So anybody have anything they want to share? I'm like one of those that doesn't like to leave the party. So it's really hard when it's my own event, because how do I end the party? I'll just say thank you all for being here today. My last name starts with an L too, Landsman. Oh, you sent that to me. Oh, it does? How did that happen? Oh, you're still new to Clubhouse. So let me go look for you guys. Fantastic. Carla, it's such an amazing platform. I've been, just really enjoying it. And, making money over there is, of course, an added benefit. But man, the conversations that happen, the opportunities to meet so many incredible people. That's what I'm really loving about it. So it's been awesome, enjoyable, and always, Kia, thank you so much. I always love seeing your beautiful smile. Thank you for being here today. And I'll see you guys over on Clubhouse, or I'll see you maybe at one of our next networking events. Have a good day. Have a good day. Have a good day. Bye-bye.